Today's video is going to be something different. It's going to be inside. Outside it's pouring rain and has been done for days now. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to go out to photograph, which I love the most. I thought about making a video about what inspires me, because inspiration is a big part of being a photographer, and a photographer is an artwork. So I thought about making a video and tell you what inspires me when doing wildlife photography. So first of all, it's the most inspiring thing for me is to be out in the nature. Forests especially, I love old forests with some old trees and moss and all the colors and all that mixed together. That is so inspiring to be in and picture animals or birds in that environment, and the whole experience of being out there, the smell, everything is so inspiring to be in the forest. And there is a lot of birds and a lot of wildlife in the forest area, so different types of animals and birds that you maybe find in, for example, the mountains. And speaking of mountains is also really great place to be. You get that vast area, open area where you can have see everything from a distance, and you get some cool birds, mountain birds, and also the musk oxen, of course. That is a really great mountain animal. And you also get more of that mix in snow and this beautiful mountains peeking up in the horizon. That is so good, and that inspires me very much. I love also being at the coast, because you have, like you see in my last video, shorebirds, you have ducks and different types of coastal birds, and that is really cool. I live near the coast, so I'm really used to being around this environment here. So I grew up in a little small town called Busan when I was a kid, and that was only, I guess, 500 meters from the coast and a big beach. So that is also a really great place to be, and getting home to my parents and being in that area where I grew up also inspires me really much. So being out in general and taking all in, you get different aspect of the different type of area, like forest and coastline, in the mountains. Everything around me inspires me to go out and photograph. So that is number one for me. Number two is to look on a lot of pictures. From the start, when I started in photography in 2010, I have looked a lot on images, going onto forums, and now on the Facebook and Instagram, every places you can find with good pictures of animals or birds or landscape for that matters. So looking at the pictures for other photographer and try to analyze it and see what caught my eye in the first place, looking at the composition, how they compose the image and what elements that they use, how the light hit the subject, was a backlight, was a front light, everything. Try to analyze it and see what attract that picture to my eyes, and you learn a lot about composition and to taking pictures by seeing on other pictures. And inspiration, of course, you see a good picture, you want to go out and maybe photograph that type of species yourself. That is, of course, really good. And other photographers that has inspired me from the beginning is, for example, a Hungarian photographer called Bensimare. He has been a really inspiring photographer for me. photographer for me, but seeing the picture he takes and the effort he makes to take that picture has been really inspiring to me. And he also uses a lot of creativity, and that is also in my kind of inspiration I have. For me, I have grown up being really creative and love to be creative in all sorts of ways. And I'm a musician as well, and being creative in music has also been a part of my life earlier, before photography. But yeah, that creative art form has been really good for inspiration, finding new ways to take pictures. I have shown you a little bit of that in a video about red squirrels. I will leave the link in the top there. But yeah, that is really cool to use the elements around you to create a certain look on the images. That is also really good to do that, and some part of it also planning around that creativity, and that is like the example of the red squirrel, planning with because I'm putting out some seeds and they will come, and you can like planning around to get some really creative and cool pictures of that. So that is also really inspiring to me. One other thing is when I started this YouTube channel, that has also been really inspiring to me in many ways. Of course, you guys, you have been awesome to me, to support my channel, give me a lot of good feedbacks, a lot of cool comments, and that has been so inspiring to me. You give me so kind words. So that in itself inspires me to go out and photograph more as well. And also have used YouTube before I started my channel myself. I have used YouTube to learn the craft of photography, the craft of using the camera, and also seeing others go out and photograph. Of course, a lot of you know Morten Hilmer. That is a good inspiration. And yeah, other photographers going out to photograph. That is always cool to see, and it gives a lot of inspiration. Yeah, other things is a little bit lower on my list, but of course in getting new gears inspire you to go out and test that gear. That is also really cool, but it's not that high on my list because I don't have the resource to get new gear every day. But of course, when you're getting new gear and you have saved up to get that special equipment, for example my 500 f4, that has been a dream for a long time, to get that long range, but also the f4 stop, and the sharpness of that lens is really good. And getting that lens was of course really inspiring, to get out and use that lens and test it out and see if you can do the work that I wanted to do. For me, the gear is only a tool to create and do what I wanted to do a job. I don't care about anything else. I only care about doing the job that I wanted to do. So yeah, that is some of my inspiration and what it inspires me to go out. And I love to hear from you. What inspires you? Leave me a comment down below and tell me what inspires you. And by doing that inspires me as well to hear other maybe tips and tricks, what inspires you, and tell me what you do to get inspired and keep inspired yourself. So yeah, leave me a comment down below. I love to hear that from you. And until next time, I will see you guys. Bye.